Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to continue studying 14.1 refraction. I'll start sharing the lesson plan to discuss the learning intentions. Number one, explore bending of light between two media with different indices of refraction. Number two, apply the information you learned about refraction to a real life situation. Three, distinguish between reflection and refraction. For objective number one, I'll go to the PowerPoint, which is uploaded on week number 2, the folder in week number 2. Go to slide number 9. When light passes from a medium with a smaller index of refraction to one with a larger index of refraction, like from air to glass, the ray bends toward the normal. Have a look at slide number 10. In picture A, you will see how the refraction here. Here's the incident, the ray of incidence, here's the angle of incidence, here's the refracted ray and the angle of refraction, and we can see how the refracted ray bends toward to the normal line. Here's the normal line at the middle, and this is because when the light ray moved from a medium to another medium, the velocity have been changed, so the direction have been changed, and we will see how the angles will be different. And go back to slide number 9. When light passes from a medium with a larger index of refraction to one with a smaller index of refraction, like from glass to air. Here we are going to see the main difference between the 2 points, that the index of refraction is larger or smaller. So when we have from larger one to a smaller one, the ray bends away from the normal. Let's have a look to part B here. So in picture B, you will see the refracted ray will be away from the normal line, not like what happened in A. So the angle in part B will be larger than the angle in part A, while the angle of incidence in the glass here is smaller than the angle of incidence in the air in part A, and this is again because the light ray have been moved from glass to air, so the velocity have been changed and the light direction have been changed as well. So let's go to the assignments in your lesson plan here. Where is the assignment? Okay, so you will see in the assignments you have to do a virtual lab. You will be working on simulation to study refraction. The points here, the success criteria, you will be working in the virtual lab to: number one, use ray diagrams to model the refraction of light from air into glass. Number two, deduce whether the index of refraction for a material is a constant. And number three, verify Snell's law and use it to identify an unknown material. These are the success criteria for the virtual lab that we have to work on. In the resources, you will find the link here. You can copy the link, and by copying the link, you can go to the simulation. I'll go direct to the simulation. Let's start from the beginning, from introduction. So, sorry. Let me copy the link again. Now the link, you will find it also in the worksheet, grade 12 refraction simulation worksheet. You will find at the beginning the simulation, the link of the simulation that you have to work on. The first part of the simulation, it will be introduction. Click on introduction and you will find here the source of the light. Click on to have the beam of the light. You can change the location of the source of the light, go up and down by changing the location of the source. Now the angle will be different and the angle of incidence, which means that the angle of refraction will be different as well. The direction will be changed. Here we have two medium as we explained. To know what are the mediums, go to this part here. You can change the material, you can change the index of refraction, you can change the type of the material as well between air, water, and glass. You will see that if we have here water and in the second medium we have the same medium, which is water, means I'm going to have the same index of refraction, which is 1.33, means that angles will be equal. Yani the incident angle here will be equal to the angle of refraction, and I'm not going to have refraction as well. But what we are going to work on is to change the medium, so the angle, the index of refraction will be changed, which is 1 for the air, 1.33 for the water, and we will see how we can get different angles by measuring the angles here. You will know how they are different. You can find also, you can measure the intensity as well. You can change from ray to wave, many things that you can work on. Let's go back to the lesson plan. You will find here in assignments that in the first part you have introduction to review what we studied. In the second part is to explain bending of light between two media with different indices of refraction. See how changing from air to water to glass changes the bending angle. Then you can play with prisms of different shapes and make rainbows. Let's go back again to here. Click on prisms and you will find different shapes of prisms. Use any of them. Click on the source of the light to have the beam. Again, you can change the location up and down. You can change the angle here to see how it will be changed through the prism. You can change the environment, the color of the light, the wavelength, and you can change the type here of the light. You can have two prisms as well at the same time, and you have some options here and tools to change. Okay, and here to measure the angle as well. In the third part, more and more tools to be studied here. Again, you have the options to change the medium. You can change the location of the light. You can remove the normal line or you can have it. I prefer to have the normal line to have clear angles. As I said, you can measure the angles or you can just click here on angles and you will see how the angles are equal here. If you remember what we studied before about reflection, we said that the angle of incidence equal to the angle of reflection. So for example, the angle of incidence here equal, let us say 47.4 equal to the 47.4 as well. But the angle of refraction here will be different, which is 29.4. Again, you can change it to wave. You can measure the speed, but you need to be accurate with this in this way. You have to put it exactly on the ray. You can measure the time. For the first ray and for the second ray as well. So here how you are going to find them. So here for the simulation, I hope you will enjoy working on this virtual lab, but don't forget while you are working, you have to go to the worksheet named by Grade 12 Physics Refraction Simulation Worksheet. As I said, you will find the link at the beginning. You have the objectives, you have the background, how does light bend. The background will help you to remember what we discussed and what we studied. You will find the law of refraction, the law of refraction that you used it last week in the worksheet. After that, you have two parts. In part A, you have 6 points for procedure. Follow the procedure, follow the instructions, so you will be able to fill the table. After having the information in your table, go to observations and calculation and answer the 5 questions. Then part B setup, you have the procedure 5 steps. By having your by following the instructions, you will be able to fill table number 2, and then you will be able to draw in point number 6, find the slope and use the chart here. This is the index of refraction. By using the chart, you can continue working on the experiment, and at the end you have 2 questions, analysis questions. By this you will be done from your lab. Please don't forget to answer all the questions, fill the tables and follow the instructions, then submit into assignments. The deadline will be Thursday, April 2, the 2nd of April. Okay, let's go back now to the lesson plan, and let's see. It's written here. You will find instructions, tables, and questions to be answered in document 14.5, the one that I showed you. After that, you will be having research about refraction real life application. I want you to research about one example only about the real life application. And the last part of this lesson is to compare between refraction and reflection. Before going to this, I'm going to share with you a picture. We studied about reflection before, we studied about refraction, so you will be able to compare between them, between both of them. Okay, you will be having a worksheet here. Now, in this worksheet, just give me a second. Yes, the photo here. Now, if you remember, when we studied about incident ray and reflected ray, we studied the angles, we studied application of having reflection. We studied refraction this week and week number 1, so you will be able to compare between them. Go to the worksheet. You will have 2 pictures of reflection and refraction, and 1 question only compare between reflection and refraction. 14.1.6, the number or the code of the worksheet. Please do it and submit it also into assignments. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope my explanation was clear for each one of you. In case if you have any question, please send me a message. We will be available daily from 8 to 3:30. The discussion time will be from 2 to 3. Please send me a message if you need any help, and thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.